Hi, I'm Lee Levitt. I'm 55 years old and I've been diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia. I have three beautiful children. I have a beautiful wife I've been married to for 26 years. The way I've learned to deal with my children with my ADHD is thankfully my wife's been a big help, but I've had to learn to step back, take a minute, catch my breath, and kind of understand that at the time when they were little kids, they act out, they act up, they yell, they scream, they cry, they want. With ADHD, your mind's running 1,000 miles an hour a lot of times. So, I kind of try to use it as an advantage to get one step ahead of them. Over the years, I say I was blessed with my son, but he has ADHD. So one advantage I had having that from diagnosed as a very young child, I was able to work with him and not against him. So I've looked at it as a blessing more than as a challenge, even though it is a challenge. The way I'm able to help my son, or what I've been able to impart and teach him from my younger self, was that when I was young, people didn't really understand what ADHD was, what dyslexia was. The research was going on. So a lot of times I would find myself in school situations and even social situations where people didn't understand why I was acting the way I was acting. So they would want to, in essence, kick you to the curb or not be socially interactive with you. And, I had to learn how to make myself part of the social scene and get through school and learn how to deal with my challenges. And what I was able to do with my son was to teach him that, when a situation arose, when I wouldn't call it arguments or just differences with other children on the playground or working with teachers who didn't understand ADHD, be able to bring all the parties together and discuss it and say, hey, my son's got ADHD, you have to understand that and look at it from both sides. Have empathy and perspective on the whole thing. And one particular example, I will never forget, I believe he was in 5th grade, and one of the teachers just continuously, it seemed like every day, that my son was ending up in the principal's office because he was acting out, he was acting up. And it came to a point where I had to intervene, and we went and had a meeting with the teacher and the principal, and I explained to him, do you guys realize he has ADHD? You got to look at it from a different angle. And once that happened, we were able to get everybody on the same page, and he had a wonderful rest of the year. One of the things I always try to tell teachers in parent-teacher conferences is, look, positive reinforcement. And this was with myself and my son, was that once you gave positive reinforcement to them, they thrived. And that's what you want to see. One of the big things I'm a believer in, and I think it needs to be done more, is what's called an IEP, individual education program. And some of the school districts are great with it and they get it and they work with the families and the kids. Others need to learn it. When I was diagnosed, and it had to be when I was 8, 9 years old, I don't think I understood what it meant. I knew that I was constantly getting in trouble in school. I was having trouble making social connections with other kids. My parents were very understanding in trying to get me direction into activities that would focus my ADHD. And maybe focus is the wrong word. It was more be able to use my energy and my mindset to be successful in certain situations. People try to stigmatize and say ADHD's an enemy of you. It's not. Everybody has potential in them. And with the right support, like we give in many other areas, people with learning challenges and learning disabilities can thrive and be hugely productive people. I think that our school systems and our government especially needs to focus more on the supportive services they give to so many other great causes. Education is the foundation of life. And if they understood that we make more and more people that much better and more able to learn as one whole society, it raises the tide for everybody. The difference it's made in my life, and particularly in my family's life, it's immeasurable. Because without that, think about the struggles that go on, that the pressure it puts on a family to have somebody in that family who thinks differently, learns differently, and no one understands why, it becomes hugely frustrating. But with understanding and everybody working together, it moves the ship in the right direction. And it takes the pressure off the family. It makes it more enjoyable. It makes everybody understand, and so it really helps it helps the family unit move forward.